Alright, we ain't gonna take 3 takes to get it right on this time. We're gonna nail things right from the top here. This is Red Dead Redemption 2, and this is part 79 of my playthrough of it. You have returned like two lovers. We have reunited over a screen. So big talk here. We'll kind of break everything down from the top. Last video was a big one. We kind of took a step away from finishing the story missions in Epilogue Part 2 so that we could do a number of kind of side things at the end here. We talked a lot about the main theme of Red Dead Redemption 2, multiple themes that it kind of covers, different perspectives when it comes to Arthur Morgan and John Marston. We discussed a lot about that. We discussed a lot of things regarding those two characters and a number of other characters as well, different motifs of different characters. We discussed a lot of the outcomes of various people from our gangs, which ultimately kind of led into visiting the graves of those who we want to remember throughout the game. There's 9 of them in total, and then other random encounters with people that we know from the gang who are still alive. So that's some of the side stuff that we began covering in our last video, part 78. Aside from that, we're also cleaning up a couple stranger missions. There's actually a new set of stranger missions that opened up for us now, and we're also clearing up some bounty posters out east while we go, while we're already in the area visiting some of the graves and whatnot. So that's what we're continuing going into this video. Hopefully this will be the last one and we won't have to worry about doing a third video to cover the graves and stuff. I wanted to wait, jeez, excuse me again, burping live, that's not good. I wanted to really post these videos consecutively to each other. I didn't want to post one like the last one where it's only covering 2 random encounters and 3 grave visits, and then you're waiting 3 days to see the rest of it. I wanted to have all the content done and kind of release it all at once. So that's what we're doing. We did a lot of the talking in the last video. We discussed, oh my god, so many things. That's definitely a big video for just kind of understanding kind of where we're at and how we got here to this point in the game. So definitely go check that one out first if you haven't already. We're starting off here in Rhodes because that's where we left off. I want this stream to, no pun intended, but be more streamlined, just a little bit quicker paced in terms of getting places and getting things done. We have 6 more graves and 2 more random encounters to cover. We still have the Albert Mason, potentially the Marco Dragic Stranger mission, and this new Stranger mission, and 2 bounty missions as well, 1 in Rhodes and 1 in Saint Denis. So we have our plate full right now. No doubt about that. Just a little bit of a disclaimer. A lot of the graves of the people that we're visiting from this point forward are going to have a much deeper, we're going to have a much deeper emotional connection with. They were definitely played bigger roles in the story. So far, we've only gone to see Jenny Kirk, who we never really met, Davy Callender, who we only met briefly during the prologue, and Sean McGuire as well. We knew him a little bit, but the rest of the characters that we have to go visit will include Arthur. I'll give that one away for you, but some really, really key characters here. For random encounters of those who are still alive, we ran into Mary Beth, who obviously confirmed to us her new identity as a romance writer in the fiction category, obviously. And we also ran into Pearson, who is running the general store out of Rhodes right now. I thought that was actually a really, really cool job for Pearson, and I'm glad that he was able to kind of settle down in a proper job, let's say. I got my coffee. Do you? Let's do it. So, like I said, we got the stranger mission we want to hit, and definitely this bounty poster while we're here in Rhodes. The next grave is a little bit east of Rhodes, so we want to cut down everything we can here in Rhodes while we're here. I think our cores, actually, they're not bad right now, all considered. So I don't think I need to worry too much. I was going to try and stay in the saloon, I think, at the end of my last video. Yeah, this there might be a bit more of a somber mood to this stream, just because of some of the memories revisited for sure. I know, you know, looking ahead to some of the people that we're gonna go visit. We were quite close with a lot of them, so a lot of the graves we've come to see so far haven't really been people that we were like really tight with, so I should be heading to the saloon here, not to this new strand of stranger mission. I have dubbed this John Marston's farewell journey, because ultimately it's kind of our last time trekking across the entire landscape from way over southwest, you know, Blackwater area, all the way east to Saint Denis, up to Annisburg and the Grizzlies, and really we're going no holds barred here. We're kicking it up a notch, giving one last hurrah.
Has anyone seen an Englishman called
Hello, mister.
Hello, sir.
We kind of had our final goodbyes in Valentine and Coulter were two of the highlights, places that we visited. In the last video, Coulter was up in the mountains, of course. So I guess when we save and quit, I guess my cores get boosted, because I could have sworn I left my cores worse for wear than that. I guess.
Somebody help me.
Jesus. I guess maybe I did remember to eat at the end of the last stream. I must have, because I'm hanging in there. So I don't think I need to eat or anything right now.
I don't mean to pry, but, well, you look like something of rough and tumble type. Perhaps somewhat acquainted with the more, colorful elements, if you don't mind me saying. I wonder if perhaps you might have heard anything unsavory about this here establishment of recent. Anything related to violence?
Not a word.
What are you talking about, fella?
Oh, never mind. No, just curious.
How do you do, sir?
Someone told me about a rumor of raiders fighting. Well, it ain't true anyway. You never mind me.
Interesting comment there from the bartender, asking if I've heard any rumors of violence coming from this here establishment. Raiders fighting, obviously referencing the Lemoyne Raiders. Oh well. I guess food is off my to-do list now, but sleep has been something that I haven't really been able to come by too much. So let's take care of just that. Bless you, ma'am.
How do you do?
This is the way, right? No? It's gotta be.
Hi there, good looking.
How about this?
Let's try this out.
No more bets this round.
Gentlemen playing a little game of blackjack. Finally, man, there's one thing I have had trouble with in this game. It's renting a room and then actually successfully finding said room somewhere. It's somewhere. I knew it was somewhere. Alright, so no better time to do a bounty hunting mission than at nighttime, and we started our last stream off with a bounty hunting mission too, and it seemed to be good luck for us for the course of the stream, so I guess my mind is made up. We're kind of systematically doing these graves. I like that. Cheers to Maya B once again for the shout out, giving me some much needed information, and also for this particular article is from shacknews.com, just giving me some idea on the locations of the 9 graves. So we should be well rested, fairly well fed. I'm still underweight. I should get a bite to eat, you know that. Before I go, I might as well. I'm right here.
What are you in the market for?
Get some fried catfish, because why not?
Oh, you. Like what you see. I can't wait to
You
pick up.
sure were fat down.
So, yeah.
Hey, forgive me.
I would say feeding your character and how well you feed your character can sometimes be a good reflection on how well you feed yourself. It's funny because both of the characters that I've had under my control with John Marston and Arthur Morgan, they've both been underweight for the majority of the time that I've had them in my control, and I've always been more of a Slim Jim kind of guy. Alright. Bounty poster. It's nighttime, so obviously the cops don't let you do that at nighttime. Duh, I should have known that. Pfft. Stranger mission it is. I don't see another reason for them to be locked other than the sheriff's office probably shuts business down at nighttime. Yeah, I don't see it.
Get your hands off her!
You brought hell down on yourself. Have this!
I'm totally not just gonna let that man beat her. And try and drown her especially, like, good God.
Hey, friend.
And I get an open health cure out of it, I'll take it. So now we just need to kill some time until... Oh no, we can do the bounty poster, it's right there. Yeah, you totally can. Look at me spreading false information. To be honest with you, you know what? I would actually rather do the stranger mission first, just because I always get super paranoid about them disappearing on me. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, well, leave this there.
Oh, it's Black and White! The escaped prisoners. Black is the white guy and white is the black guy. I hear them. Nice. The chains that bind, I think, is this side kind of stranger mission. I hear them. I don't see them. It's an awfully big area to cover. Oh, I got him. Need some night vision goggles for this. Gentlemen, gentlemen.
What are you fools up to?
It's Mr. Black's fault.
His fault, the darky white. Well, I don't know why they call him that. Look at him.
Don't you start now.
I'll knock the color clean off you. Come on.
And I'll tell you, you lily living.
Enough. Say, you two fools look like you've just run off from a chain gang.
Yeah, what of it?
What are you doing?
Starving.
They got bounty posters for us all over town.
And we can't go into town to get supplies.
Say, mister, maybe you can do us fools a favor. We ain't bad guys at all. He's okay, even for a darky.
Shut it, you pasty-faced streak of piss!
Yeah, I had up to here with you.
Enough. I'll do you a goddamn favor. What do you want?
Maybe you can go into town and take down them wanted posters of us.
Okay.
Maybe meet us back at the campfire in the woods and tell us how you did.
Maybe bring us a little bite to eat.
Don't push your luck.
Nice fella.
Yeah, you love nice fellas.
Don't
Right, so
start
it's-
up again. Just shut up.
You shut up!
So it's actually the ties that bind with Mr. Black and Mr. White, and they're two escaped prisoners that Arthur dealt with on multiple occasions, so it's not really a new strand of stranger missions launching here in the epilogue so much as it is just new for John, and so it appears on the map that way. But it's funny that we helped them as Arthur, and now the tradition is kind of continuing, and we're helping them again as John. It was a pretty prevalent stranger mission throughout Arthur's story. We ran into them on multiple occasions, and before we got access to Marcin, it was still like an available mission that would say like, oh, continuing later. We've done stuff like this before for them taking down wanted posters as Arthur. This is just the first time we've done it as John, so it is good to know that we are able to put this stranger mission to rest as well. That's what these last couple streams are all about. Let's take a step away from the story and clean up whatever it is we started. Finish what we started. Albert Mason, Marko Dragic, and now this one are really the main three for that. And in addition, of course, as we said, to getting one last goodbye to everybody and everything, the landscape and the scenery as a whole. Town by town, if you will. This is kind of the same issue I had before. Sometimes these wanted posters can be a real pain in the butt to find. Typical Rockstar irony there with Mr. Black and Mr. White. This is the bank. I really truly do not see any. Last time I was taking wanted posters down for them, it was probably in what? Valentine? Or was it in Rhodes? Where was it? It might have actually been here. Oh.
Hey, I need to get to that poster behind you. Would you move a little?
I will not. Deputy put up plenty. Go get one of those.
Hey, move! I need that poster.
Oh, I'll move, all right. How's this for moving? You...
Lord above!
Finish, save, help me!
Oh my God!
Bounce.
God damn, they always bring me to this. Why? Why? Just move out of the way. It's a poster. Both considered dangerous. Last seen in the vicinity of Rhodes. These two are far from dangerous. They're a bunch of nimrods and morons is what these two are. So we have to find 5 for this particular continuation of the ties that bind us.
Plenty more folks want this job if you don't.
This is apparently part 2 of the ties that bind us. I remember running into them more than once, though. I'm almost sure of it. Maybe it was only one other time that we ran into. I know we've run into other escaped prisoners. I think.
Black and Mr. White.
Sir, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mister, I need that poster. There's been a recall.
I weren't born yesterday. This one's mine, so you can go and get your own.
Out of the damn way!
I told you, fella, this poster's mine. Don't make me tell you again.
No, don't make me tell you again.
Excuse me.
Give me the horse! Next one you won't get up from!
Got the poster. Nobody witnessed. In and out. Easy. Did I lose my hat in the process? Always losing my hat. That's okay. I need a disguise. So I'll go hatless. That makes sense. Just casually walking away from a crime scene where I just murdered a bounty hunter, no big deal. See, things like that are no big deal out here in the country and Rhodes. People don't give a crap about that kind of stuff out here. Damn, we still have 3 wanted posters to find. Once you get in a certain vicinity of one, it'll appear on the little mini map in the bottom left corner of the screen there. So that's really what I'm trying to pay attention to, and I'm trying to be mindful of where would it make sense for a bounty poster to be. I was thinking the bank, the train station, but apparently I was wrong. So our search of the Mr. Black and Mr. White bounty posters will continue. Okay, so we finally have a witness at the scene, but nobody is going to know that I was the one that murdered him. There's no possible incriminating evidence against me. There is the sheriff's office. Speak of the devils. Figures there's a bounty poster right here.
They worse than worse.
No,
Hey
it's
now.
not for gossip.
Well, look who it is. My lucky day. You stay very still. Hear me?
What?
Oh, curse you!
Come on, stupid. Hands up or you're getting a bullet.
You can take me in.
Oh, God damn it already. You are coming with me.
Oh, they found me out. I can't cause a shootout. I gotta let them arrest me right here.
Weren't so hard now, huh?
Is that gonna end the mission? Can I not just pay to get out of jail? Oh, I don't think this has ever happened before for me. I've been in similar situations to that before, but typically I would reach for my gun and shoot first. Looks like Mr. Black and Mr. White are gonna have to wait a couple days to get the results on these bounty posters. That's what I thought. You should be able to get arrested and then serve your time. Okay, so our bounty poster mission will continue. That's good, and now I think we don't have a bounty in this area because we
got out of that cell last time. I get a whiff of mischief, you're done.
I was kind of stupid because I saw one sheriff sitting out on the porch of the sheriff's office there, and there was already a witness on the murder of the bounty hunter up there, and I'm already wanted. It was only for a $20 bounty, but I was already wanted in the area, so it was stupid to try and get it, but I approached the sheriff's office to get the bounty poster that was on there. I'd rather just serve my time and pay any money while it's low. For me to shoot Sheriff Gray and to cause such a ruckus in town, it would have driven my bounty right up, and I mean, frankly, I just can't afford that right now, so... Okay, sometimes the general store, I don't know, Pearson's working here now, so I don't know if...
John, nice to see you again. How have you been?
Not bad. You?
Oh, very well. So, I meant to ask last time. Are Abigail and Jack, okay? You're still with them?
Yeah, they're doing fine. Jack's nearly a young man now.
Oh, good. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. You know, I always liked those two. Anyway, what can I do you for?
Hey! Who are you talking to?
Just an old friend.
Well, have you tidied those shelves?
Yes, dear.
Who's that?
That's my wife, Ethel. A wonderful woman. Changed my life.
Oh, that's amazing.
Here we are.
So amazing. Pearson's actually married now. I'm glad I went back to the shop because he didn't really have that much to say. I guess last time we walked in, he was probably just so surprised to run into me. John is another one of those characters that you wouldn't really have expected to make it this far to begin with. He's definitely a reckless soul. Alright, Pearson. It's been nice. You don't have any of the bounty posters I'm looking for, so I'm just going to awkwardly walk out now in silence. That's amazing. I'm really happy for Mary Beth. I'm really happy for Pearson. Those that were able to escape alive seem to really make a life for themselves, other than John Marston. But I guess he's still so hell-bent on getting revenge, sticking to his gunslinging ways. Not necessarily now. Now he does have some focus towards trying to establish a life with Abigail and Jack, but we know he quickly returns to trying to track Dutch, Javier, and Bill down in the first Red Dead. Everyone else that has kind of moved on alive, they all seem to be doing pretty good for themselves. I guess Pearson probably owns that business now. I would assume, or his wife does. Okay, so you know, we could walk up to the saloon. Oh, there's another one right here. I should have known this is where the bounty poster had just left before I chased him down and killed him for the one that he had on him. He had just probably finished posting that one. So there should be one more, street posts. That's where a lot of them are. I think that's where I found quite a few of them before. know. Now we're kind of getting to the edges of town here. It's got to be around here somewhere. We're missing one of the wanted posters for Mr. Black and Mr. White. That's what we're trying to clear up right here.
I'm looking for my mate. You're damn scalawag. That's all there is to it.
Scalawag, is that right? Cause I'm working for my family.
You ain't working for you working for a carpetbag.
What the
That ain't
hell?
what I... You know what? It beats playing toy soldiers.
The Raiders ain't no toy soldier outfit, boy.
No, you're
They
right.
having
It's
a
whole lot
private
sadder than
conversation.
that.
I think. Oh, just
Don't boil your shirt! They're talking!
I'm an idiot.
Ain't no one respecting the Raiders today!
What the hell? What's with everyone swinging at on me?
I'm gonna tip. Oh, that it? We are gonna make a short
Just a love tap. All right, that's enough.
Lordy, lordy, lordy. Can't believe that this many Lemoyne Raiders are still causing issues out this way. We got horse stimulant, which is always good. I had to beat up him and his partner because they beat up some other man. God, I guess the lesson of the day is don't get mixed up with the Lemoyne Raiders. I really don't know about this bounty poster. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Typically, it's not this bad to track them down. Like, for real, though. I'm really quite surprised it's taken this long to find the fifth one. Maybe I'm just a bit slow. That could definitely be one of the outstanding factors here as well. Alright, we'll have a bit more of a detailed look here by the train station.
Money to be made on the new railroad for those who know which way the stick floats.
Sir, good morning.
Oh, man.
Some good weather.
Who needs a ride?
The problem is that there is only 5 posters throughout the whole town, so
Nice. My smile's about rude.
when you're only missing one, there's so many different areas it could be. So many different areas. I did not really have a good look up at the church, so I guess the church would be... I will lift up my eyes to the hill. Oh, beautiful. Whoa! Hubert P. Grimshaw? Huh. Do we know a Grimshaw?
No! I do beg your pardon.
No, sir, I beg your pardon. I guess we should probably check inside of some of the buildings, especially along the main street there as well. Unfortunately, we can't enter the First Church of Rhodes. It's not accessible to us. It really shouldn't be this hard to track down this 5th and final poster.
Gallery appears to have done nothing to civilize us.
You don't say.
Why, hello. Don't think I've seen you before. If it's a gun you're after, you'll want to take a look in the catalog and see what catches your eye. I'll see you when you change your mind.
That's the thing. Rocket. That's...
I thought maybe inside of the sheriff's office there might be a separate bounty poster, but still no luck. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I feel like I've walked around in circles. Who am I kidding? I have walked around in circles around this whole town, and I just cannot find it for the love of God. Okay, so we're gonna go...
Gavin? Has anyone seen Gavin?
Okay, let's, there's a couple different places here.
Has anyone seen an Englishman called Gavin?
Idiot!
This is why I'm a little bit confused, because I could have sworn that I did this mission before already.
Here we go, boy.
Good morning to you, sir.
I definitely remember having done something similar with these two. With Arthur, so why? And I remember finding these bounty posters in the same location, so why do it again? Because I didn't finish it with Arthur? Or is this actually, yes, something, it is something different.
Yeah. Morning, partner.
I'm looking for my mate Gavin. Somebody help me! Gav? Gav?
Holy Lord, oh my god, this Gavin guy is the most annoying person in the game. Gavin, somebody please. Gavin, 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 are you there? Gavin, 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 help me, Gavin. Gavin, are you there? Gavin. Good God, I just want to punch that guy in the side of the face. I'm about to get real violent with him. Yeah, we definitely got that one. Let's try that one. I'm trying to look to walk through, see if there's a... an answer to my prayers, perhaps, here. Just want to figure out what's going on with this stranger mission.
I'm looking for
How do you do, sir?
Okay, let's see here. So there was one like right here. Did we get this one already? Yes. We must have gotten this one already. The post office. We're missing the one at the post office. I should have known. We were over there, but obviously I didn't check it out as much as I probably should have. Good lord. We're only just beginning and I'm getting stuck. I said I was going to start this stream out with a bounty hunting mission and then did another completely different kind of bounty hunting. This time, instead of actually hunting bounty, I'm hunting bounty posters. Not such a lucky start to my stream. Yeah, maybe I get this set of Stranger Missions restarts as John Marston. I remember doing this exact same thing as Arthur Morgan. I mean, I could be mistaken. Maybe this is a different part of it.
Hello.
But it's awfully familiar. But if we have to do it as John, we'll do it as John. We'll see what happens. So that's the 5th and final poster.
That son of a bitch can kiss a grizzly's ass for all I care.
Yeah?
Well, at least we accomplished something here because I was
One more time, boy.
I was beginning to be doubtful. Now we'll go see them on the outskirts of Rhodes. Yeah, it was in Rhodes when we ripped down their bounty posters before too, and we did that with Arthur. So it must be the same point. It always said that this quest would continue again for us as Arthur, and then it never really did. But now here we are with John. We'll see what happens. Anyways, bringing the posters back to Mr. Black and Mr. White. Should be around here somewhere.
Hey,
you guys are well hidden out here.
Yo,
how was in town?
pretty hot. It got quite a price on you boys.
It is so unfair. I didn't do nothing.
Well, they said you was wanted for murder.
It wasn't murder. It was self-defense.
You killed a farmer?
Well, firstly, I would have, but he died before I could. And secondly, well, he had it coming. I don't like to say.
Well...
Well, what?
Don't just leave it.
Ain't no business of mine. Here's the posters.
Thanks, partner.
That's that, then.
Yeah, weird, because we did the exact same thing as Arthur. Just gonna leave them. I swear we did that exact same thing before, and we made the choice to burn the posters, just as we did there. And see, now it says again that it looks like there is more for this set, for the ties that bind for that particular mission, but it just says that it's currently unavailable. We need our troubleshoot expert again on this one. Here I was looking forward to a brand new Stranger mission. I'm like, wow, this late in the game, we're still getting some fresh content. Nada. Not gonna lie, that actually kind of pisses me off. That was about a half an hour's worth of streaming spent on a mission that I already did. Not too sure I can fully wrap my head around what happened there, and I'm sure I just burned the living crap out of my cores as well. I guess after having slept and eaten as well as I did, not as bad as I thought. Maybe now that mission ties that bind will continue. It'll
Hello.
kind of register now. I don't know.
Yep, that's the word.
The Albert Mason Stranger mission is the one that 100% I want to clear up. Marco Dragic and this one, I mean, if they show up for me, we'll get the job done. If not, I'm not too concerned about it. With the bounty posters in Albert Mason and doing these graves, we already have enough to do. So this is the what should be, I think, the final bounty poster posted in the Rhodes region.
If I looked like that, I would have pursued a more dishonest path myself. Next train is running behind.
The capture or killing of Camille de Milmont. He's a member of the Lemoyne Raiders. Oh, don't I just love getting mixed up with them. Wanted for stealing state property, crimes against officers of the state, and the murder of a postal mail carrier. He is French. Last seen in the region of Catfish Jacksons. That's a homestead. I don't think too far from here. The reward will be paid upon presentation of him alive or with positive proof of his demise.
I don't know why they bother printing the damn schedule anyway. Try looking for that one out by Catfish Jacksons.
Thanks, Alden.
Get him and his cronies. Tell him that we're just
Howdy.
workers here.
Howdy.
How are you?
Been better.
Alden has tipped us off periodically throughout the game about opportunities for different stagecoach robberies. Him and a number of other train station or post
Come on, folks. Who needs a ride?
offices run a similar operation where they give hints about potential robberies to be had. I'm familiar with Catfish Jacksons as a homestead, as an area. There's just a couple buildings out there. It is fairly remote from what I remember, so I'm not exactly entirely sure what we're going to be walking into here. At least this guy is not wanted for, you know, slaughtering a town or something like that. That's positive. No?
Well, hello.
You out of the darn way!
By the end of Arthur's time, there weren't any bounty poster missions available because I think I completed them as we went along there. I would do them. I would include them as kind of our main presentation, and so we were able to complete a lot of them. You don't have to complete all of them, even towards 100% completion of the game. I guess you only have to complete a certain amount. But now that it's the epilogue and you're with John, I guess just a new slate of bounty posters have been kind of released across the country, and I think each place kind of has one more. That's my guess. That's my best educated guess anyways. Well, now I guess I don't need to bath John Marston.
Someone's coming. Hey, I see you there. Turn on your heels, son.
Oh shoot.
You stick around much longer, you're gonna be buried here. Go on.
So that's like, Christ, an entire battalion of Lemoyne Raiders. I wonder if I can double back here and kind of get in position to pick them off. I don't want to cause too much of a disturbance though amongst the Lemoyne Raiders when well, I'm already going off to get this guy, so I won't worry about it. That was awkward. galloping down this windy path, and I come out into this clearing, and there's just like 9 Lemoyne Raiders standing there staring at me. There was like an awkward moment of silence there too. God, there's just random encounters and different things going on everywhere. In every nook and cranny of this map, there's something going on. And just the sheer level of detail. I even noticed the first time that we visited Pearson at the general store in Rhodes, he was wearing like a sweater or something, and then when I just went in to see him today, he was wearing something completely different. Great detail. Just another example. So locate Camille de Milmont. Typically, I like to find creative ways to take this guy out. I think John Marston is more of a just press the trigger kind of guy. So I'm not going to be too hung up, too obsessed here with trying to lasso him and capture him alive. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Ooh. Good Lord, Warren Cattleman revolver. No, I don't even have the right pistols equipped. Gosh darn it. Alright, now we're good. Now we're talking. It's 1907 now. Who's still using revolvers? It's all about the pistol. God, get with the program. We got a campsite just over here. I don't think he suspects I'm here just yet. That's a white-tailed deer. I don't see him. Just some wildlife. A lot of deer around here. Nothing, really. Nothing, and no reaction nearby.
We know you're here.
Huh? Oh, son of a...
There he is.
Oh, god damn it.
It's a real fight now, boy. You're gonna die in alone.
Oh shoot, this is not good. Oh. That was a close one. Woo-wee! Christ, I feel like I'm... Oh, fighting in the forests of World War II here of Eastern Europe. Good lord. Ain't no help out here. I was all on my own there, and that was close. Way closer than I wanted it to be. I took a lot of damage here. He had more guys with him than I first anticipated. So I arrived at his camp and he wasn't here. I thought maybe he was inside the tent, so I took a shot. He obviously was not. And then I saw him come riding back. I heard somebody say, "Oh, I know you're here." And I saw him riding back with probably another Lemoyne Raider. Didn't realize he had other men coming back to his campsite as well. I was well outnumbered there, though. Probably 4 or 5 to 1. Once he spotted me standing in the middle of his camp, I mean, there's nowhere for me to go, and I don't think him not shooting was really much of an option there. Once he caught me like a deer in the headlights standing in the middle of his camp, I was game for him at that point. But that's alright. Another bounty successfully caught here. Another pat on the back for John Marston. Another $55 slipped into my sleek brown corduroy jean pockets. So that should clear up pretty much everything that we have to do in the roads. Oh, you gotta be shitting me right now. He deserves a funeral in your dreams, Raiders. There was one more guy there, but I think he's on the run. This guy's obviously a fairly prominent figure in the Lemoyne Raider community. Obviously very highly regarded if he's got guys coming after his dead body to give him a nice funeral. Learn how to ride a horse, you big dummy. Ah, the scenery is just as beautiful with a dead guy on the back of your horse as it is without a dead guy on the back of your horse. Isn't it?
Slow it.
That's obviously... I think that's the Braithwaite's property, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. The Braithwaite Manor. Oh, the fun times we've had there. So we'll hit up our next grave. And our next couple of graves. As well as our next random encounter.
Is that all?
I think John's need for cash, I mean, he owns his own ranch now. He's gonna need, you know, some serious income to get the ball rolling here. I think that alone is justification for doing these bounty hunting missions.
Oh shit!
And at least Abigail's not here to complain about me doing them.
I'm not looking for any problems here.
All right.
This is fine now. Hey,
alas, we have made it back to the Sheriff's Office of Rhodes.
Unbelievable.
Fine.
This hunk of dead meat used to be called the Millimont.
Okay, put him out the back there. Probably best it ended this way, you know? This town don't need any more of its dirty laundry here.
Okay, just put the dead body out back. We'll burn it later.
That's what we'll pay for.
I guess that's what I'll have to accept then.
Surprised you don't remember me all that well, Sheriff Gray. Maybe your age really is getting to you after all.
That's it.
Thanks for the cash money, cash money, cash money, cash. Much appreciated. Nothing else to concern ourselves with now for sure here. We've done what we've needed to do to take care of ourselves. We've done the bounty poster mission here and that stranger mission, which turned out to be something that we've really already kind of done before. So let's get on to some new and more exciting things. More specifically, we are now going to our next grave. And as I said, they're going to get more... the people underneath said graves are going to become more and more important. Not that they're all not important in the grander, larger scope of things, but...
Evening.
Okay, so this particular grade is by... right over here. Is it Bolger? Bolger Blade? Something like that. It's right about here anyways. I gotta show up a little bit
Evening, partner.
I was gonna say I gotta try and clean up a little bit, try and change outfits after that one. I think we've already worn this one before. This is like your classic John Marston outfit again, but I can't go to these graves and pay respect to all my fellow gang members, and I'm just drenched in some Lemoyne Raider guy's blood. Eight years later, and the Lemoyne Raiders are still a major pain in my butt. A major thorn in my side. What else is new? This one's a big one. We're not quite halfway through our grave discoveries yet. We'll definitely at least hit the halfway point. We're not able to cover all the graves here in this vid. We'll definitely make it to at least the halfway point in doing just that. I said it would take about 2 to 3 videos before we could return to doing some of the main story stuff back over in the Blackwater area. We finally get to explore the map from the first game and the Blackwater area and some of the stuff that's going on out that end of the map, and we still got all this stuff that we have to finish out here. It is honestly, truly like the never-ending game, but also kind of the kind of game that you don't want to have conclude at any time.
Back to it then.
Okay, so think about where we are kind of geographically here, obviously in the Shady Belle area. Now we're starting to get to some people whose deaths you will remember quite well, most likely because of the impact and just the shock value of some of them for sure. This one in particular definitely had shock value, to say the least. But we're just to the west of Shady Belle. Shady Belle was, again, one of the more memorable camps, I would say, that we stayed at. It definitely had its own very unique set of defining characteristics. So think about what kind of important death happened out in the Shady Belle area, and that'll tell you right off the bat who this is that we're seeing. Okay, so yeah, it's just a little bit further kind of northwest for us here. It's actually in this field. It's just really, really hard to see because it's nighttime. But there it is. I said I don't want to spoil the reveals of whose grave is whose until we actually get there. You can probably guess. You got Google open right now on one of your 10 devices. You're probably following along with me. For all I know, this is a big one. This is Kieran Duffy. I like that everything kind of just focuses in on the grave there for a second. This is actually a nice resting place for him. At least he's got good a nice temperate climate down here in the Rhodes Saint-Denis region, and it's a pretty beautiful area, fieldy, grassy area that he's surrounded by. So that's pretty cool. But Kieran, oh man, Kieran. Kieran joined our group, obviously as a former member of the O'Driscolls, and we had a real hate for the O'Driscolls for basically the entire duration of this game. They're another thorn in our sides like the Lemoyne Raiders. And Kieran kind of defaulted, kind of turned on the O'Driscolls. And tried to, I guess, assimilate back into normal society. He was trying to kind of, maybe not assimilate back into normal society, but he just wanted out of that gang. He didn't want to take part in their tomfoolery anymore. And so he turns on the O'Driscolls, and it was rough for him. Our gang did not trust Kieran for the longest time. I remember Kieran being tied up to a tree and mocked and physically abused. It was definitely a tough time for Kieran, and all he wanted to do was become one of us. We were kind of like the gang of misfits, right? The people that just didn't quite belong, and Kieran didn't quite belong with the O'Driscolls. Found himself with us, and eventually we kind of warmed up to him. Arthur always kind of had a soft spot for him, especially our particular Arthur character, who had a very high moral compass. And I think we did a nice job of kind of giving Kieran the benefit of the doubt. The O'Driscolls would get revenge, however, though Kieran is captured. He's decapitated. He has his eyes gouged out. He's strapped to a horse holding his own head. And sent into camp as such. Sent into our Shady Belle camp. And a shootout followed soon thereafter. A shootout between our gang and the O'Driscolls. That's when they discovered our location, hiding out there in Shady Belle. That was a hell of a time. All the memories coming back of that happening when we were at Shady Belle. But Kieran was, at first it was hard to know whether or not we were going to be able to trust him, because the O'Driscolls are such shady people that, you know, when you get someone who defaults from them, you don't really know whether or not you can trust them, and they want to kind of nestle up with you and getting in with your gang, and being accepting of them, of a person like that, can be dangerous because it can implode your whole gang. You know, if he turns out to be a spy or whatever. But Kieran actually turned out to be a pretty good dude once everybody kind of warmed up to him. And really sad that a young guy like that had to go the way that he did. But that is the O'Driscolls for you. That is how the O'Driscolls play. They play dirty. So I believe Kieran is the one that tips us off about where Colm O'Driscoll is potentially staying, and we go to investigate said area, and Colm is obviously not there. That was very early on in the game. Yeah, there you go. He's taunted by Karen, harassed by Sadie. Yeah, I remember Sadie was not a big fan of trusting Kieran, but I mean that's just everyone's history with the O'Driscolls is a poor one. You know, everyone hates the O'Driscolls, so especially Sadie. She's got good reason to. The O'Driscolls obviously killed Sadie's husband, so Sadie would not have liked having an O'Driscoll in the gang. So yeah, Kieran had it rough. Mary Beth and Tilly came to his aid, but I mean that's just who Mary Beth and Tilly are. There was a bit of a divide, I remember, when he first came to our camp. I'm just trying to be kind of as reflective as possible, because I feel like Kieran was a big one. Definitely one of the deaths I remember the most, and I think most people who have played this game would likely agree with that Kieran's death was one of the most memorable deaths. Not just because of the way that it happened, but with everything going on with the O'Driscolls and just the depth of history there. Yeah, I remember that we almost castrated him. Kieran admits he knows Colm's potential safe house. Doesn't happen. He ends up not being there. Unfortunate that he had to get captured and tortured like that, and that his life had to end on such a sour note, but Kieran was a good guy, and he will definitely be remembered. He will be one of the many reasons that John Marston ultimately pursues. revenge. So we got a couple more graves, couple more, at least one more random encounter that we can do here. We're pretty much done in the roads and kind of deep south region here, by the Braithwaite Manor and Shady Bell. Now we can kind of go up to Saint Denis here, where we have another bounty poster. There's a random encounter here in Saint Denis, and then a couple graves just north of Saint Denis. And then we'll kind of see where we're at. We're done 4 graves so far. Cool. Let's kind of see what we got going on here. It's been a while since I've been to Saint Denis, so might take a second to figure out where the heck I'm going here. Again, for the next 2 graves, you can kind of guess, you know, they're obviously in the Saint Denis area. So you can kind of guess who it is that's going to be buried 6 feet deep here. Man.
Easy now.
Someone's yelling for help here.
Please. I've been bitten by a snake.
Typical Lemoyne problem.
Why you need to suck the venom out?
Are you sure?
I have an idea.
As Arthur, I would have just given him health care. I've done that many
Not a
times,
word
but
to anyone. Got me? I owe you one, mister. Hopefully, I could repay you someday. Damn straight.
John likes to go the extra mile.
Get out of here. Don't like it.
Lol. Try not to get bit by any more snakes, mister. I ain't gonna be sucking any more venom out of you. Another area down here that can be a lot of fun to ride through, but I don't have a lot of good memories down here in Saint Denis. Once the story comes down here to Saint Denis, it's just such a mess. Everything going on with Angelo Bronte, and this is kind of the turning point with things going on with Dutch and Micah, and this is where, you know, the gang really starts to fall apart, or when I remember things really starting to take a turn for people just dying left, right, and center. Just, you know, imagining the unimaginable heat of the bayou, and as cool as it is as an area, as a landscape down here, it's not really my thing.
Move it!
While we're here, so that's a good thing.
Good morning.
weird not having to worry about running into cops here in Saint Denis, because for the last little while there with Arthur, coming across any cops always meant a scene due to always being wanted dead or alive.
Morning to you.
In this area. I thought that's where I was going, but apparently that's not the case. Right now I'm looking for our third random encounter. We'll have a quick look here. Should be in this general area, so definitely keep your eyes open. Actually, it should be, yeah, I'm not really in the right place here. Duh.
Hello.
If you know where all of these are right now, you're probably screaming at the damn screen. Over there!
Morning. Good morning.
Yep.
As per usual, a busy day in the downtown core of Saint Denis.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Morning to you.
Bonjour, madame.
Hey, partner.
Good morning, mister.
You know, I used to fancy being a lawman.
Uh-huh.
Morning, partner.
Y'all all right?
Yeah, y'all all right? John asked you a question.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bien le bonjour.
Should be not too far.
Life goes on. Lots of hard work. Very little reward.
Así es la vida.
There's your name.
Supposedly it's by the tailor, so I'm just, the tailor is just behind me here. The reunion is supposed to take place on a bench. I did not have many issues with the other random encounters. They were all fairly easy to find.
You hear they caught one of the laborers stealing wine from the church?
Naturally.
This is the part. There are some benches here, but the other thing too is I don't know who I'm going to run into, so
Bonjour.
it's always a bit of a mystery about who it is I'm looking for.
Good morning, partner.
Morning, mister.
We got a beautiful thunderstorm rolling
Morning,
in.
mister.
Good day.
Wow, truly bizarre. My ability to find things in this stream has just not been there. Mind you, I'm not looking at a pinpoint accuracy location, at a pinpoint accurate location of where it is. I'm just kind of exploring, but I guess that's part of the game. I would say exploration plays a fairly large role in Red Dead 2.
Hey, partner.
I don't know, because this is the tailor. Right through these doors here. And supposedly the reunion takes place on a bench. Street side. So that would be by where my horse is, yeah. This is not street side.
Good morning to you.
Anything anyone can
Good
give
morning.
me, please help me.
Buenos días, señor.
Good morning to you. Corn, bite meat, anything. Can anybody show me some kindness? Please, you, yes, please, coin, please. Please, don't you lend a coin for telling me? Hello, mister.
Morning, friend.
A coin? Maybe 2 coins.
Hello, sir.
Still unsuccessful. Let's get back on my horse here. It's just a little bit quicker in getting around.
Howdy. Good thing everyone isn't as bone idle as you, huh?
Bonjour. I'll take any break I can get.
None of the other encounters were this hard to find. Good lord.
Morning.
It's really frustrating to not be, you know, to go to different sites and find very vague information about locations like this. That's very, very annoying.
Morning, sir. Is there any need for you to be so close?
I'm not talking to you ladies. Mind your own damn beeswax. She's supposedly around that park.
That is just the way it is.
Gosh darn it, I know you around here somewhere.
With the...
This is actually ridiculous.
Excuse me. Oh, well.
This is something that you should
Bonjour, monsieur.
be able to get done with in no time. In no time whatsoever.
Buongiorno.
But you don't care. Fine. I don't want your money.
You perish for that Italian school recently alighting on our boys. No one to it.
I thought this was a civilized country.
Je vous salue.
All right, y'all. How you folks doing?
Ah.
Trust everything is well?
I'm confident I will find her.
A new century is here, and my husband still can't fasten his own tie.
Oui.
Bonjour.
Very, very confident.
Bonjour.
Oh my goodness gracious. Is it possible that she won't show up?
You won't believe this. I found a gold nugget the other day.
Like, unless you know to come here, how would you just randomly encounter her? The chances of that happening by chance are like 10 to 1. I, honest to God, can't find her.
Morning.
Okay. Should be... Yeah, I don't think she'd be in a really specific park like this. I'll give it away who we're looking for here, so you can help me look. It's Tilly.
Clear the way.
Oh, I didn't realize there were benches here for people to wait for the trolley. And she's probably somewhere around here waiting for a trolley. Tilly, is that you?
Greetings, friend.
Tilly? Tilly? Tilly?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tilly!
Hello there.
No, that's definitely not Tilly. Tilly!
Hello, ma'am.
How do you do?
Not bad. I'm looking for a chick named Tilly. I'm about to get run over by a streetcar.
Out of my way.
My bad, dude. You don't have to get so angry. I'm just looking for Tilly. You seen Tilly? Man, Tilly's a tough girl to track down. I've never seen anything like it. I've never, ever, don't think I've ever had so much frustration in trying to find anything before. Not even 62 flags in Assassin's Creed. Or 102 flags, or however many flags you have to collect. She's on a bench. Yeah, she's on a bench. Where? You want to tell me exactly what bench she's on? Because I have been up and down and all around this freaking area like I've never been before. And there ain't no Tilly. There's nobody here. Oh my goodness gracious. This is awful. This is actually awful. God, I'm tired of walking. I can't freaking walk anymore. Where is Tilly? Holy Christ. This is actually getting really frustrating at this point. I'm getting little hints and clues. It's to the right and a little bit up. Okay. Of the T in Saint Denis. Let's get my horse. And I will once again have a look around that park for the random encounter with Tilly. I don't want to just move on to the next grave here. I have a plan. I have a system. This has actually been infuriating though. Between the wanted posters, walking around roads for an hour trying to find the wanted posters for Mr. Black and Mr. White, and now this has turned out to actually legitimately suck. She's obviously not here.
Move it. Trust everything is well. No.
What's your problem with Dora? God damn it.
There are some more tram stops along here, I think, but I don't think Tilly is here. We'll have to go out, try and find the graves first, and then that's the only thing that I can think of, and then come back and try and find Tilly at another point. But because I truly and honestly have looked everywhere in this area for Tilly. She's getting on a tram. She's getting on a tram. That's supposedly where she is, to the right and a little bit up of the T in Saint Denis. But as you have witnessed alongside me here, she is nowhere to be found. That's actually infuriating. To walk around in circles for this long and to make zero progress on finding her. She's supposed to call out to me. But as you can obviously tell, she's not doing that. So I guess we'll just go back. Oh. No, I do not want photo mode. Is that Tilly?
Hello there, man.
Oh, how do you do? Mais où va...
This is, okay, so to the right and a little bit up.
Le monde!
This is most certainly the T in Saint Denis.
How do you do?
Wow. Well, this random encounter might have to go by. Might have to go by the wayside, because at this point, Tilly was always fucking weird for me in this game. I remember going on fishing trips and I'd like randomly hear her calling out my name, and like I never really knew who she was, and then we would have these really tight conversations together like we knew each other for years. It's just been a really, really strange time with this Tilly chick, I must say. And now she's supposed to be hanging out here waiting for a tram, and I don't know about you, but I don't see Tilly anywhere. I cannot wait to get comments on this video because I am losing my mind over the
Okay,
location
boy.
of Tilly.
You good?
So I implore you to help me find her. Let's just get a fucking grave before I lose it. To read 5 or 6 hints about her location, and for none of those hints to provide any sort of realistic insight into her location. First, I got the hint she's around the Taylor. So I search and search and search and search around the Taylor, nothing. Then I look all around the big park, all down the main street. Look, obviously Tilly does not want to be found, so I'm not going to find her. So the next one is going to be right about here, and these two graves are going to be very, very close to each other. You'll realize why soon if you haven't already. These are going to be graves 5 and 6, which will leave 3 graves left for us. The Albert Mason mission, and 1 bounty poster here in Saint Denis, as well as 1 random encounter if we forget about this Tilly situation. My god, I just couldn't have a single thing go my way in this stream. I literally could not find things. I spent over an hour in this stream wandering around towns and cities trying to find stuff. This is gonna go down as the most boring stream in the history of the world, like for real. I'm so disappointed thoroughly in how that went. I have all the resources possible available to me, and that is my luck in searching for something. Get out of the way. Can I beat it? No. Thought I had to try and beat the train across the tracks there. Whoa.
Easy now.
Not quite as pretty of a place to be buried, but
Slow now.
it's hot, it's muggy. It's the outskirts of Saint Denis, not the nicest place in the world, but these were 2 of my favorite companions throughout the game. two graves back to back here. First one. Oh, guess we should maybe face the grave the right way here. This is the grave of Hosea Matthews. Hosea Matthews to me was the brains of a big part of the brains of the operation for the Van der Linde gang. He was really the voice of reason, I found a lot of times. And one thing I always wonder is, would things have turned out the way they did had Hosea Matthews still been alive? Dutch and Hosea were really, I mean, they were tight, and once Hosea was killed in the bank robbery gone bad in Saint-Denis, that was really, again, kind of a defining point of when things started to go downhill. That particular mission, I'll reveal the other grave too here because it's kind of relevant to him too. This is the grave of Lenny Summers. I love that these two are buried side by side. These two they were both just really great people. I remember getting drunk with Lenny in the bar in Valentine. That was very early on, probably chapter 1 or chapter 2 when we first went to Valentine. We had some fun with these two, but at the end of the day, when they had to get stuff done, we got stuff done. And like I said, they were both really kind of voices of reason, where Dutch kind of didn't use his head necessarily all the time. Just kind of acted. And Hosea was almost like a father. I'm sure a lot of the younger people in the camp probably thought that, or like an elder, like a leader. Lenny was pretty new to the Van der Linde gang, so he was kind of like a young recruit. But Arthur and Lenny really had a friendship, whereas Hosea was more of the elder leader kind of character. Lenny was more of a friend. Arthur was able to have more of a kind of friendship as a relationship between him and Lenny. But I would say I was pretty tight with both of these characters here, and a lot of respect goes out to these two characters. They both died back to back as part of the same mission, that bank robbery gone bad when in Saint-Denis, when the Pinkertons tracked us down to that location. That was a messy mission, and every mission I feel like, you could say, oh, well, things were never quite the same after that, but that was for sure a mission that drew some lines in the sand and really a defining point in the game. So some well-deserved honor for these two. Those were probably my two favorite graves to visit so far to this point in the game. I think no doubt in my mind.
All right, my boy.
Out of all the graves we visited so far, those two probably had the largest impact on Arthur. Yeah, those two probably had the biggest impact on our character, Arthur, out of all of the graves that we visited. And not that some are more important or less important than others. I would say they're all pretty equally important.
Howdy.
Lenny and Hosea were just really special to me. So we have 3 graves to go. One of them is the big grave, the Arthur Morgan grave, of course. In terms of other side stuff right now, we still just have the bounty poster in Saint Denis and the Albert Mason mission. And then the 3 graves. And if we can figure out this random encounter with Tilly, that would be nice. I'll ride back one more time, see if I can see Tilly. If not, we'll call it quits.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Whereas somebody like Strauss or Dutch kind of demanded respect.
Hello.
Hosea was the kind of guy that commanded respect. And Lenny was just kind of a pure soul as well. At least Lenny got out of the gang in a more peaceful manner than, say, Kieran. Kieran didn't get so lucky as to just be shot, but Lenny still died way too young.
Hello.
Dutch and Hosea really balanced each other out well, and I think a lot of good decisions were made on behalf of the gang when it was the two of them. Once it was just Dutch and then Mike is starting to get into his ear making all the executive decisions, that's when everything really tanked.
Hello, mister.
Is it really 1907? 1887 now. That was a year.
How do you do?
Bonjour, monsieur.
Someone was yelling out about...
Bonjour. Wolves or coyotes or God knows
Someone's
what.
yelling over here. Is it Tilly?
And ruin her rose garden.
God, if I finally do run into Tilly, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I want to vote. I insist that I deserve the right to vote.
How are you holding up?
Votes for women abolish discrimination against half of every
Monsieur.
home.
Hello, miss.
You, my friend, what do you think about women's suffrage?
Women voting? Sure. Why not?
Oh, thank you, sir. You are a true progressive.
I mean, anyone dumb enough to want to vote, go right ahead.
Oh, a cynic. How dull for you. I do hope you grow out of it, young man. It's so unappealing.
Unappealing's what I do best.
Nope, still doesn't look like Tilly is amongst us.
Bien bonjour.
Hi there.
I really can't believe it. Well, I might...
Je vous salue.
We can try again next time for sure. I wanted to get this one out of the way. That way we'd only have one more random encounter to go along with the 3 graves and the couple of side things. But now we'll try Tilly again. Start next time and then do everything else. Tilly.
Bonjour.
Yeah, have you guys seen a woman named Tilly?
Saludos.
Half the population. We are women, not monsters. We deserve the right to vote.
Really, truly frustrating.
Mister.
All right, that's going to be it. We didn't get to accomplish as much as I was hoping for, but we didn't really keep things going as smoothly as I wanted things to go. Unfortunately, there was a couple blips that kept us from getting some as much done, including finding Mr. Black and Mr. White's wanted posters in roads. What a pain in the butt that was. That's the word of the day for this stream, pain in the butt, or words of the day. Anyways, we are slowly but surely getting to the end of this final cleanup of the map and getting some of this final stuff done before we return to doing main story content. We only have one bounty poster out here left to do. Still that Albert Mason mission. So on the mission side of things, that's all that we have to do still in this area. And then now we have 2 random encounters still left to do. Tilly somewhere here in Saint Denis, and the final one in Ennisburg, and 3 graves to do. So the 2 missions and finding the rest of that stuff, whether we're able to find Tilly or not, should be able to be done in one third and final video. Again, it'll probably be about 2 weeks since my last video. By the time I get these uploads up, I'll upload part 78, 79, and 80 kind of consecutively to each other. Any of the videos where we're doing graves will kind of be uploaded back to back so that you can see everything without any interruption or waiting days for me to continue it. So it looks like we will have to do a 3rd video here to cover the graves, random encounters, and cleaning up the non-essential, non-story stuff before we can ride back to this Uncle mission here to finish the game. We still got a little bit. We're getting next part is going to be part 80, so we actually reached the big 80 in number of parts. I wasn't sure if it would get that high. We sure have. That's all I gotta say. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as I know you all always do. Hopefully next time we'll have a little bit more luck, just in general. We should be able to... We shouldn't have any problems next time. I'm going to start next time. Like I said I was going to start this one with a bounty poster mission for good luck. I'm going to make sure to do that next time. I didn't this time, and I didn't have such great luck. So that's going to be priority number 1. But no, we should be able to do things a little bit more rapidly next time. We shouldn't get really stuck anywhere like we did this time. If we can't find Tilly, we'll just move on with our lives and go to the next thing. We were able to get 3 graves. Another bounty mission. Everything took a little bit longer again, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. So I will see you in part 80.